top cover, right? Now I got four-star generals saying, we're moving out on this. This is a big program called CSDA, Connecting Soldiers to Digital Applications. It's a formal Army program being done at a bunch of military bases by the warfighters, not the medical community, the warfighters. And they're exploring ways to they're going to issue a smartphone to every soldier and provide money for a maintenance fee because they realize that the cell phone is how young people work, communicate. And so the goal is for soldiers to get information when they need it, wherever they are. We want a seamless transition from peacetime garrison use all the way into theater like Iraq and Afghanistan. And I use applications based on who I am. If I'm a four-star general, I've got different applications than if I'm a private in the Army. But the whole point is Lieutenant General Michael Vane, three-star general, said one of the options potentially is to make it a piece of equipment. You know, just like these boots, it's going to be a cell phone. I get issued a cell phone and then move out. So the whole point is, you know, we're looking at off-the-shelf technologies. We're not looking to take the iPhone and pop it open and put a chip in there. No, all we're going to do is take what's already out there and ruggedize it. And many of you already done that. All you have to do is drop your own cell phone a couple times and realize I better buy some plastic protectant. So the whole point is that the U.S. Army Research and Development Command is evaluating all these different commercial solutions. And I've been working with RDECOM and CERDEC. CERDEC is the Communications, Electronic, Research, Development Community, if you will, which is part of RDECOM. The point is, big bucks, big Army mission moving out on this. So the other thing we're looking at is the sleeve-worn organic light-emitting diode. We know that we're thinking about maybe just putting the cell phone as part of your uniform. And so now I've got this screenshot here. You can see how it could all be flexible and embedded. Samsung's got the technology on the Android phone already, and then embedding these tactical kinds of solutions into other types of equipment that could be used on the battlefield, for example. So there's already a bunch of testing that's going on. We've taken cell phones to Afghanistan last month. The evaluation is going on this month. How well do they work? You know, a bunch of forts, Fort Gordon are writing applications all the time. The whole point is I can take my cell phone and take a picture of the environment I'm walking. So I'm walking in a part of Afghanistan with bad guys trying to shoot at me. I take a picture. Is there an IED over there? I know from prior intelligence there may be. I can take this fusion of information from this operational world and overlay the Google Maps with where I'm at, because the GPS will tell me where I'm at. I can take a real-time picture. I can take other information from prior units that said, hey, we now have this force multiplier. Every soldier's got a cell phone. Every cell phone's got 8 or 9 sensors. Now I've got this incredible rich network. The challenges are going to be making it all work in a tactical environment. And believe me, that's no easy task. But I think we're going to get there sooner than we think. So the whole point is we want to see how we use cell phones in the big Army. Raytheon is using the Android. It leverages the Android system, provides real-time. I've got all these UAVs flying around, unmanned aerial vehicles taking surveillance data. So it tells me where the bad guys are. So I now have a map, and I'm looking at it as I'm walking, saying, okay, there's the good guys. I see where the bad guys are. I want to go this direction. And it'll tell me that. That's how we're looking at this. And I can use it for peacetime knowledge, hip pocket training. Remember, all those things we're talking about plays into this. And if there's no bandwidth, no problem. I'll put it on a hot air balloon, right? One of these PBX boxes. I can put it on a Humvee, right? There's all kinds of solutions that can be floated in air, in a vehicle, and provide me the bandwidth I need to get out on the military tactical system, which then puts it out into the cloud. And so that whole concept is being worked out, a bunch of demonstration projects on that. We, in cooperation with Qualcomm, generated what's called this Wireless Health Challenge. It was looking at the Southern California school systems from UC Santa Barbara south. We put in money into a pot and said, okay, if you got a great idea, looking at postdocs and doctoral students in collaboration with the Von Liebig Center at University of California, San Diego. We got, I think it was 48 proposals that came in. We pulled it down to 15. We're going to meet with them 1-2 February. I'm going out to San Diego and meet with the 15, and then we pick 3 or 4. We're going to give them, $75,000 for a PhD postdocs. A lot of money. That's a lot of pizza and beer. If you can all go back to that time in your life. But the point is, we've got all these different issues we will look at: patient education, physiological sensing, etc. So it's another cool thing we're doing. Last slide. So in summary, after all of that, you've been very patient. I appreciate that. The Army has active programs to widely deploy cell phones to its force. I can't stress that enough. This train left the station well over a year ago. And all I want to do is hold on to somebody with medical applications and say, take me with you, right? But we've been doing all right. We've been holding our own in the Army Medical Department, and we have a strong interest in mHealth, again, because they're so pervasive. All these things coming together, smart bandages in the home, use on the battlefield, et cetera, et cetera. More research needs to be done, and we feel that we're being responsible. We're working on doing these protocols that I mentioned. All of our studies are built on that. All of our projects are built on a defined need. Mobile health expansion is going to require the seamless integration into the electronic medical record and the medical home. That's the big challenge in my mind, and we need all of us to work to solve that problem. And then the global issue. This whole global medical community is critical, and the international space is critical in achieving successes early on. So with that said, there's my contact information. Jill, I'm all done. I don't know if there's time for questions, but I really appreciate everyone's time and attention. And my thanks for the... My thanks for the invitation to be here. Any questions? Yes, sir.
Is it on?
Hey, Robert Bond with Washington Consulting. It sounds like you're going to have a ton of data just coming in from these cell phones. And like you said, there's an information overload on the provider side. Is there any thought around predictive analytics to take all this data?
Yeah.
And also, you're going to have different treatments on patients. How do you compare the effectiveness of these patients, or the treatments, given these patients?
We've got in Tatrick, we've got something called the bioinformatics cell. It's about 40 people, 35 are PhD scientists. These are engineers, physicists, mathematicians. Their whole gig is